new adventure begins, right?
Arsenal may have won the title on Sunday. The 1-0 win on the road puts plenty of pressure on Team 115 charges to win out, and by a lot, as if that weren't already the case. But even Josep knows and has said it's beyond their control. West Ham may have relegated themselves, and I got ahead of myself. That's not the lead. That's not the lead. Here's the lead. West Ham may have relegated themselves on Sunday, and they have no one to blame but their own players. With the score at 0-1 deep into stoppage time, Pablo obstructed goalkeeper David Raya, preventing him from cleanly claiming the ball, and Callum Wilson converted that loose chance for him, left for him on a platter by William Saliba. VAR caught it, goal disallowed. Arsenal win 1-0 again. The Hammers and their supporters are going to spend the rest of this week, and actually could be the next year, furious at Chris Kavanagh, Darren England, VAR, LMFAO, PGMOL, and mostly, not like anyone who's not an Arsenal supporter, furious at Arsenal. But what they won't dwell on is that their players cheated, got caught, and cost them the point that they really weren't even entitled to begin with. And we know this feeling fairly intimately because a lot of people are going to remember Ben White was grabbing a sleeve or a glove, right? And this was a couple seasons ago, and we had a goal ruled out because he was impeding the hand, the arm, the ability to get the ball, right? I think it was Leicester and the Vardys, but there was also a Vicario incident. Could have been last year with Ben White. We didn't see a lot of Ben White last year. We saw enough of him that I think it was Vicario, because I think I put on Blue Sky mid-game that there was it wasn't mid-game, it was end of game, because we were talking about this still. And I was asking, hey, we've seen this before. What game was it? And I went and looked it up, and there was something where the fat Aussie commented about it. And so, but the rule exists. In this case, it was applied correctly, and West Ham ran straight into it. And if they drop out of the division this season, the VAR screen at London Stadium on May 10th will be Exhibit A, and Pablo's arm will be the only thing on the video. Season is made up of 1,000 moments. We've lost titles due to red cards for offenses no longer consistently deemed a yellow card. Think about Rice. Arsenal lost titles because some referees haven't given a single red card to our title rivals in a staggering 65 plus games, despite there being many clear cases where one should have been given.
Sure.
So, I mean, I'm not going to put up with this take that is disingenuous, in my opinion, suggesting 3 Arsenal players were grappling for some type of position, and therefore those fouls should somehow negate the 2 players, one pulling the jersey, one holding the arms down, fouling Raya. Because don't forget that there was somebody pulling his jersey from behind so he couldn't jump. And then,
correct.
And then we also had, the West Ham player, Pablo, with his arm across both arms and holding the forearm of his, I think, left hand.
Yeah, as I saw it, it
right
was
hand.
Sort of this arm bar that's essentially going across both shoulders, preventing him from jumping. And he clearly gets both of his hands to it. If he's allowed to jump, he's going to claim that ball 99 times out of 100. There's no way that ball squeaks through. He's not Kepa. So there's no way the ball squeaks through his hands, right? So there's absolutely no way the rest of that entire sort of action happens, because he's going to catch it. It's clear he's going to catch it. He's impeded from making the catch. So yeah, they got caught. It's there for everybody to see, and I don't know what the fervor will be about, probably because, as you said, they're going to be relegated now, and they're going to blame this one incident for that relegation.
And at that point, I say, welcome to Season 2, Episode 135 of Stateside Gooners. Let's celebrate. And I would say, well, pause for music, right?
Yeah.
And I
Mm-hmm.
would say this, Matt. I would say I don't have anything else to talk about. I've said everything I want to say about this game, to be honest. And you don't have a show that's 5 minutes and 27 seconds plus the music. So we're going to talk about more. But this was it. This was the everything for me. I know there was a goal. I know there were a lot of things to say. Graham Lasso said some things that I can talk about that I thought were really funny.
I would love to hear what Graham Lasso had to say.
But I just think that we win the game. We get the 3 points. Thank you.
Oh yeah, so
Outro.
and just so that you understand my experience with this game, I was listening to it on the Sirius XM channel, that broadcast, because I was driving back from picking up my daughter at school, she graduated last week. Now is the time to bring her home, so I was able to listen to this match on the radio broadcast, and they had this is what I love about all these broadcasts. They had a regular play-by-play guy, and then they had, oddly enough, a forward who was an ex-West Ham player.
Michael Antonio?
I don't know that was him. I don't know who it was, but they just referred to him as former West Ham player forward, blah blah blah. And I went, oh, this is just okay. So this is all going to be biased. Every single thing that this guy says, and he would be my eyes as I'm seeing it through whatever he's saying, right? So I was really, really anxious to get back here so I could see this entire incident play itself out, because he does not mention, and neither does the play-by-play guy, does not mention anything about this armbar, doesn't mention anything about how Raya was prevented from jumping to catch it. They just said he flapped at it. What did he say? He said, it's not a foul for me. That's what they all say. It's not a foul for me. That should be allowed to stand.
So it was John Champion, Graham Lasso, and your favorite Lee Dixon, and all three of them. But mostly it was John Champion saying, "What do you think?" And the other two were saying, "That's not a foul for me. That's not a foul for me. That's not a foul for me." As Lee Dixon would say all the time, right?
Well, he wants to be he always wants to be the guy. So yeah.
And so what ended up happening is when they showed a different angle, which they'd showed 5 times, that they showed 3 or 4 different angles 5 times. And he said, oh, seeing it from that angle makes me think that's actually a foul. That's a foul. That goal is going to be called back.
Yeah, but having the other events of that action. So you're talking about, guys having arms wrapped around waists and all that kind of stuff. That's something that the PGMOL does have to clean up. They really should try to clean that up, but they haven't done anything about that this entire season. To do it now would be just disingenuous. And
I already used that word.
Yeah, it's a clear. Oh, did you? It's a clear foul. Impedes his progress to the ball, impedes his ability to catch it. And the second part that I do want to talk about this action is why is Saliba? I was always told on clearances, you want them to go high and wide. That's what you want. If you can't have one, go with the other. What does he do? He kind of puts it off his thigh right out into the penalty area, right at the penalty spot, allowing somebody to shoot it. So I do think Saliba could have cleared that a whole lot better, or he could have just turned and ran with it, frankly, to the corner, because there was nobody over there to collect the ball from him. So it could have been avoided had he been more situationally aware. And then we don't even talk about this at all. It's just it's a big nothing burger.
I want to look at it.
Yeah, have a look.
Yeah, we didn't need that. Did you hear
that? No, I did not.
Yeah, it was just the music from.
Oh, I didn't. It didn't come through on the.
on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, it did not come through. I did not hear it.
No, this is not what I want to watch. Yeah, let me look for this on YouTube while
Yeah, look for the clip because you'll see that for whatever reason, Saliba basically takes it off his thigh out into the middle of the action, and it allows. Who is their player that always scores whenever he comes off the bench? Wilson is his last name. Caleb Wilson.
Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson. Why doesn't he start? If he scores and he has these magic feet, why in the world isn't he starting?
Because he can't play 90 minutes.
So he's only got 5 minutes in him.
No, he's probably got 25 or 35, but
that's all he's got. Ever.
Let me just back this up a second.
Yeah, watch you'll see the it's a corner, right? The action all starts with a corner kick.
Well, let me share. Yes, you're exactly right.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you share because
I can't because we're doing the new thing,
video thing. So it's a little.
But yeah, I mean, Saliba kicks it out right. Basically, you're exactly right. Instead of kicking it out far, he kind of puts it
just
right.
Go to the wide. Just go wide. Don't go to the center.
There was a clearance earlier where somebody kicked it out for a corner kick that ended up being this corner kick, and it was they just lumped it out. They didn't care where it went. They just kicked it out of bounds, away from the net, out of bounds on that side, and then they got the corner kick. So yeah,
height and width. That's all you want.
Yeah. Anyway, we're starting at the end, rather. We're starting at the end, and for me, the end is the result, and we win 3-0 or 1-0, 3 points. It's the 18th clean sheet out of 36 games. Do the math.
That's pretty impressive.
It's 50%.
Yes, that's a 50% really strong record.
Yes. And so there's a chance for us to go, if we can keep one more clean sheet in the next two, we can fit clean sheets 50% of our games. I don't know. Maybe that's something that's been done before. Maybe it's not. I don't know, and I really don't care. I just think that there's all of this talk about the team that we are rather than the team that we aren't rather than the team that we are. The team that we aren't is apparently we're not PSG versus Bayern Munich in the first game. The team that we are is PSG versus Bayern Munich in the second game.
Yes. And the team that we are is pretty damn good. Right? I like how we execute. Yes, it does keep me on the edge of my seat for quite some time. And I will say, as my daughter was in the front seat as we're listening to this thing, she's got her earbuds in. And when this goal goes in and they say it's tied 1-1, I definitely woke her up out of a bit of a trance as she was listening to other things. Yeah, I cursed a little bit too loud, I think. Woke everybody up.
The record is clearly the 04-05 season with Chelsea when they gave up 20
goals, I think, right?
I thought it was less. I thought it was 16. But yeah, 24 clean sheets by Petr Cech. Where was that?
Wow.
Where was that guy when we got him?
Where's that check when we had him? Yeah.
Most by a club was 25 that season. Most by a goalkeeper was 24 by Petr Cech. After that, 25. After that, Van der Sar had 21 and Allison had 21. So it wouldn't be close. We could get to 20, not 25. But yeah, but that's a good season.
Yeah, but I think this is by far the best Arsenal sort of season when it comes to shutouts.
There's one other thing that I was thinking about this week, and it doesn't have anything to do with this game, except that now we're talking about clean sheets. How many games did Arsenal lose in the season 26-12?
26
what was it?
12?
2000. What was the year? 2004-05?
Yes.
2003-04. 2003-04. The record was 26-12 and.
Was it
0?
26-12. Let me do that.
They call that.
Yes. Right. 26-12 and 0. That's correct.
The Invincible. Right?
Yes.
we've played all the games in the Champions League this season, and what are they going to call this team if they beat PSG in the final, having lost a game in the Premier League? I mean, in the Champions League this whole season, this whole competition.
Huh. I don't know what they'll call them. That'll be a fun little trophy to see what it turns into. It's already gold, right? It's already a special trophy.
No, it's silver.
Isn't it? It is silver? Okay.
It's giant silver.
Silverware, I guess. Yeah. So we'll see what they do with that, if it happens, when it happens.
We don't get enough credit this season for the things that we're accomplishing, and that's one of them that I think people hate Arsenal because of the Invincibles, among other things.
Yes.
But this could be, knock on wood, right? But this could be a team that does it again in the Champions League and goes, I don't know, it would be 15 games unbeaten. I don't know.
Pretty amazing run by the club for sure.
So let's go back to the beginning of this, Matt. Where are we here? I want to pull up. I always pull up BBC. So we had a lineup that we've seen before. We had Raya, White, Saliba, Gabby, Ricky, Rice, and Lewis Skelly in the midfield. Saka, Eze in the 10, Trossard, and Gyökeres up top. So we've seen that. This is the third time in a row we've seen that, and it feels like we're sort of settled on this, and maybe for good reason.
Well, I mean, we might be settled on it, but I mean, there will be some. I mean, Ben White has something to say about that, correct? I mean, because I think the club is doing really, really well in this match, putting pressure, creating chances, and then Ben gets injured.
Does he?
It was a tackle. He's definitely out.
Somebody said MCL while the broadcast was going on.
Really?
MCL. That's where it is, right? I mean, so if you tweak your knee on the inside the way he did, like if it bends in just a little bit, because he kicked and two feet came together on the other side of the ball, and if your knee tweaks in, it would be the MCL on the inside of your knee. Okay.
And not the ACL. So
ACL's on the outside.
That would be bad.
And then what? PCL's kind of on the inside, right?
See, I thought the ACL was right through the middle, and provided the greatest stability.
Maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. I hadn't heard anything.
Medial is on the inside, lateral's on the outside. So ACL in the middle, yeah. PCL in the front. I don't know. I can't remember. I never did it, so knock on wood, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know, not funny. Anyway, it was interesting because Mavropanos started in the middle, but he ended up a lot, for me, sort of more towards the left. And I saw most of his action on the left.
And that's largely to track Gyökeres, right? I mean, that was he was going to track him man for man.
Maybe he tracked him man to man everywhere, yeah, and I just wasn't paying that close attention. But
I think that was going to be the matchup that Espirito Santo wanted. The Squire. Yeah, so just if you've read that about Ben, then that means he's done for the year, correct? And what do we do? What do we do at right back if he's out? And that's where you talk about Mascara, who came in and did a fair job in that role. He's definitely not the offensive-minded player that Ben is.
No, but we can work around that.
And then of course there's Timber as the other option, but who knows about his health, because he's been someone that has been on the verge of playing and then never plays. So
he was in the game day, right?
I don't know if he was
still not.
On the
no,
subs?
no.
I don't think he was on the subs bench. No, I don't think he was on the subs bench.
He was not. So I mean, it comes down to Mascara at that point, and maybe it's. I mean, we said potentially a little while ago that maybe Timber's not coming back, so maybe he's not coming back, and it is what it is. But to lose him for a third of this season, a quarter of this season, and
still be in this position,
his first season, other than the first and last games, not even a full game first and then have him so strong last year. But it makes me rethink that we've been missing him this much whether or not we need to get rid of Benjamin, because I felt like we do need to sell him. We need to sell Ben.
Well, if this is a serious injury, I don't think that's going to happen. But
well, but if it's a little
awfully
MCL
hard.
thing, then and it's not a tear, he walked off the field, right? He
Correct.
leaned on the guy, walked off the field. But I mean, he maybe he's not going to be in the World Cup, but he's going to be available to sell.
Yeah, let's just hope he's okay and he's able to play in these last 3 games that we have, or at least he's available.
Yeah, and because, my point. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, what do we do if? I mean, it comes down to one guy, Mascara, playing right back, and he's going to have to play all 3 of these games, and I don't know how the manager would set something up.
We have seen left backs play over there, so we have seen Ricky play over there. And I think we saw Hincapié play over there. I didn't get it right.
Yeah, you didn't.
I think earlier this season for part of one game. So, I mean, we'd have emergency backups, including Rice.
That was the first part, right? That was the first attempt at replacing Ben here today, and that didn't work very well. That just took Rice out of the action.
Here's where it got funny, because I got to look back. I'm going through the Blue Sky. Rice to right back, not Mascara. WTAF, and I got the cat going.
Right.
Where's the one where Lasso? Just give me a minute. Keep talking.
Oh, so Lasso. These are his comments.
So Lasso said, "Yeah, I had to take my kid to work, and then I came back, so I missed a few minutes in there of communicating on the platform, but I was listening." Lasso says managers make mistakes. I'm paraphrasing. Players make mistakes. Announcers make mistakes. Lots of mistakes. And then he said something about somebody who fell down and was flopping around, that it was like a fish when he went fishing. And they were looking at him like he had 2 heads. And Lee goes, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Retracted." And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, we hear you. You made a mistake right there. That was a mistake. And then he made a mistake again when we were talking about, the...
Oh, that must have been fun.
It was really funny watching these guys, and I don't know where he was going with his little story there, but yeah, I had fun. I had fun posting. You should go look at it. Noni blasted one. Madueke blasted towards the end of the game after we were up 1-0. He's trying to get the ball out of bounds, but he doesn't want to touch it out of bounds. So he blasts it off one of the Hammers like legs, and it goes out of bounds. He didn't just tap it off; he blasted it like he was taking a shot from 30. And left ham coach, Squire the Holy Spirit, is having a fit because it was kind of right in front of the benches. And so I posted a butthurt report.
Oh, good for you.
It could fill out the butthurt report.
Good.
So
yes, that's the one.
Anyway, let's talk about the mistake. You've got some things you want to talk about, but let's talk about this substitute. Well, where did you want to go? You had some things.
So the one thing I wanted to talk about is right at the very beginning of the match, Arsenal create a bunch of opportunities, and there's this one passage of play in particular off a corner that they had a bunch of opportunities. Which was Tross's header on the back post. It's on target, but then it gets deflected, and then somehow it comes back to him, and he winds up hitting it. It winds up heading it off of the post.
He heads it, and it gets saved, and it comes back out pretty much right to him. He's the smallest guy on the pitch, by the way. How does he get 2 headers that close in the box?
But we've seen this kind of thing before. I mean, against Atleti, I think they did the same thing, trying to hit somebody at the back post and it was the smallest guy on the pitch in Trossard. So I believe that this is they've seen something, they're trying something new. And it pretty much worked here, didn't it?
Let's try this thing where we kick it long to the smallest guy in the box and see if he can head it in.
No one's gonna ever think that Trossard is the one.
That is the weirdest thing.
Is the target for this. But yeah, I thought it was very strong headers from him. And then prior to that, Ricky has an opportunity that I just got to say, Eric, he scored the first goal of the year. He's had many opportunities. He's scored goals and he's been called offsides. I think he's scored at least 2 or 3 like that. So I'm just wondering if he's completely snake bit for the rest of the season. Is he going to get another goal?
I think he will.
Does he have it in him?
He does. And I wrote MLS experiment continues. I thought it was weird that we were in the claret and white and they were in the claret and white.
Yeah, that was those are the I think I told you earlier in the year. That's the Lock Haven University uniforms. That's what they wear. And as a
alternating
kid,
colors like the two that
oh yeah,
on that field then.
Those were great. That cream color jersey that they wore today, I love that jersey.
So they were booing Rice, right? That I said that, and then I said Squire of the Holy Spirit claps on his squad. Calafiore can't buy a goal. It's coming, Ricky. Keep doing what you're doing. And then later I wrote, they're trying to give him the ball because he had a shot from around 20.
Yeah,
and they were trying to give him the ball so he can score. He can't buy a goal. Trossard, he gets 2 header chances. Eze was in with a shout. His shot from about 18, 20 got blocked. And then Saka was taking that corner kick. But, I mean...
all kinds of opportunities there.
That 5-10 minutes was ridiculous.
And had Arsenal put one of those opportunities in, then we're talking about a completely different
we
game.
didn't have Owen on the pitch.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
We've scored 17 and they've conceded 15. So
off of
corners. So yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I was thinking we were going to get 2. One of them was going to be by Owen goal, and then somebody put a picture.
Oh, and it looks like Owen.
It's Owen Gowell, Gowell. Owen Gowell.
That's good.
I like
that. That's good. That's really good. Clever. So all of this action happens, Ben then gets hurt, and then the match kind of switches for me because all of a sudden there's Left Ham got back into the match. They started to get more possession. They started to create chances. They started to sound dangerous. So this is what I'm hearing on the radio. So I got to go back and do a rewatch of the whole thing. I watched the first part. I didn't watch the first part of the second part of the first half yet.
I sent you the player card for Owen Goal. I
That's good. I like that.
I was laughing because early in the game there were some Kavanaugh non-calls that just had me wondering, where do most of the refs in the LMFAO come from?
Manchester.
Right.
And there's the one guy from Australia who's a Liverpool fan.
He's a greater Manchester guy, right? So I'm just thinking, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
He's not a City fan. He's not a Team 115 Charges fan. He's not a United fan. He's just, I don't know. But he's from the area.
But he's a Manchester boy and
makes
all that stuff. Yeah. I wish they would, kind of.
But there was a lot of there's just a lot of like agricultural pulling, the same kind of stuff we see on Jokerish's face, head, neck, shoulders, and he gets pulled down and falls down. He was falling down a lot again today. So I don't know what that's about again all of a sudden, but
yeah, Jokeresh does have a balance. He needs to work on his balance.
He's been better. He
has been a whole lot better. He's been able to withstand these physical altercations.
There was a shot, and I think it could have been right there because it was the header off the bar. Mm-hmm. And is that the one where it came down to Saliba? And
yes, and he can't sort out his feet.
And he's 3 steps away from it, by the way. And the defender is like 1.5.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but he can't get his feet squared away to try to. get a shot on goal. I don't think he had a chance on
No,
that.
I think Lee wanted him to like stretch Armstrong his leg out there and kick it in, and everybody else was like, "Why couldn't Sleepy put that in?" And I'm like, "Because you weren't standing there looking. You're not putting the distance between him and the ball."
No, he didn't. It was not going to be. I think Saliba does the right thing there. He's trying to look for a pass or try to get it off to somebody. So, um, yeah, that was a really good stretch for Arsenal.
Where did Trossard get all his speed from in this game?
I would ask, where has he gotten his speed in the last 3 games at this point, Eric? This is the 3rd game he's gone 90 minutes.
But it's not just the distance. It's that he was sprinting to get balls that he would just look at. And Saka was standing there waiting for balls to go out of bounds, and they didn't go out. They were getting sprinted to and collected by, I don't know what Saka was doing, but he was just standing there watching the ball not go over the end line, not go out of bounds. It was driving me nuts.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Trossard, I don't know what's happened to him, but these last 3 games he has been vintage Trossard, and I don't know if you want to talk about the goal right now or if you want to wait on that. But
let's talk about the save.
Oh, Raya's.
We have to talk about the save before we talk about the goal.
Right, because this is all part of that late stages of the game, 0-0. And the West Ham players, they fashion a way through the Arsenal defense. And I'm still trying to piece together how they did it, because it seems almost by accident.
Well,
it seems like all these happenstance things, bumble, and eventually a nice touch. And the guy's in straight in on Raya. And Raya just makes himself big, because I thought the player would go far post. He didn't. He went near post, and Raya was there. So I don't know what Raya saw in the player's actions, but he read it right.
It's funny that you say he made himself big, because to me, he looked like he made himself ready. He was small. He was like a cat ready to pounce. And the thing is he was trying not to give up the 5-hole, right? He was trying not to get nutmegged. First and foremost, not get nutmegged, because your hands can't fix that problem. Only your legs can fix that problem. And so I think he waited too long. Whoever that guy was, he waited too long waiting for the legs to open up instead of going far post, or instead of just doing a little dink. If he dinked it, because he was down so low, I thought he made himself small and ready to pounce like a cat, and it's exactly what he did, and it worked to me. But if he dinked it, since he had gotten down, it would have gone over, and he would. I don't think he could. I think he could have gone left. I think he could have gone right. I don't think he could have gotten back up. I don't know.
I know that as I'm watching it, I would have smashed. If it were me, I would have smashed it to the far post. Mm-hmm. Hands down. It's on my right foot. That's where I would put it.
Hands up.
Hands up.
I would have done the same. And you're lefty, right?
Correct. No, I got both feet. I usually got both feet.
Yeah, but don't you left-handed?
I shoot my basketball left-handed, but I right-handed.
Okay.
It's an odd thing. Yeah, I get it.
Anyway, he saves it, kick save and a butte, except somebody said and showed me a picture where it wasn't a kick save.
Where did it go? What did it go off of?
It went off the brass.
Oof.
And so, yeah, I mean,
poor guy.
Indeed, and he got right back up. Now I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it was just the angle of the look. It looked like he kicked it off his foot or his shin, but it makes the concept that he was trying to go 5-hole stronger if he saved it.
That makes more sense.
Yes, if he saved it with
Mm-hmm.
The smaller,
that makes more sense.
Yeah, the smaller.
Yeah, poor guy. But yes, he was on top of it, and thank goodness, because that would have just been devastating.
It would have, because
it was 76 minute.
It was like 76, it was before 80.
Yeah, and it's 0-0 at that point. And
so we made some
Odegaard
subs before that. Yeah, right.
Odegaard comes on for Eze,
but it was before that.
Was it
Yes.
just prior to that? I
I don't.
don't. I'd have to get the timing of that
Well, I'm going to give it
right.
to you. Hold on.
Um, the did we make because
67. Odegaard comes on at 67. So you said that shot
okay,
was
yeah, the shot was
77.
about 70s. Yeah, it's in the 70s.
So yeah, so
So
Odegaard's
Odegaard had been
on.
in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it was different. It was definitely different. I'm not saying, and I think you're not saying that as it was bad.
No, 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 no. I would not say that Eze was bad. He was. I I was hoping to. I was expecting one of those Eze bits of magic from his shooting,
Mm-hmm.
because as we've talked ad nauseum earlier, his shooting is really really good. He has a terrific right foot, terrific left foot. He can shoot from anywhere, and I was expecting to have one of those types of shots from him, but it wasn't coming. It didn't happen, and I think the manager made a smart move in putting in Odegaard in this case. And my goodness, was Odegaard, was he terrific?
He was
I
good.
mean, oh, right from the off, he was good. He had that really, really nice pass to Mascara, who, or not Mascara, Madueke, who I, yeah, Madueke, we need to get him to calm down a little bit. Take it easy, take a deep breath, and play the way that you can, because he rushed that cross a little bit too much, and I think he rushed a bunch of his crosses today.
Oh, you're talking about the one where he puts it and it gets snatched up by
Oh,
Hermanson.
yes, and it's a brilliant passage of play. It started
Yeah.
by Odegaard, and I think that's sort of the first time that Odegaard has the touch of the ball, and at that point you think, okay, this is going to be good. And Odegaard did some other real positive things in this match, and he's the one that has the assist. So why don't you want to walk us through
No.
that wonderful goal? Because
No.
I'm still
You
trying to
didn't
figure,
see it.
dude, I am still
I,
trying to figure out how Trossard got the ball through those legs, and
but it's the same as the one he got the other day.
how
He shot it through and it got saved, and Jokeres just pokes it in, right? Isn't that how it went the other day?
Saka did the
Saka
poking it
poked it
in.
in. Yeah, of course
Yeah, that's
Saka poked it in.
exactly what he did. And I don't know where all this newfound confidence is coming from, but it was tremendous. Because if you're looking at that wall that's in front of him, and he just said, "Up, forget it, I'm shooting," and he did, and it worked out just fine. And oh my gosh, the celebrations were good. Celebrations were good after that, right?
Uh, Nuno said it's lack of consistency with decisions. By the way, when it comes to this thing, I want to talk about that one more time because that's all I wanted to talk about. I had to look up that goal though, 83rd minute, and I think we knew based on the substitutions, based on the celebration for the goal, which wasn't excessive. It was under a minute like they
Yeah,
normally are. You add a minute when a goal gets scored.
sure.
So I knew we were going to get a little bit of extras on the time, but we get through, we get through that next 7 minutes without really facing, I think, a clear chance.
And then we get into the extra time part of it, and we have Gabby that makes that miraculous save off of his knee, off of a shot, because I don't know that Raya has that covered. By the way, I think that was really, really good on Gabby's part to flex it out for a corner.
Yes.
And then I think the eventual corner kick that has everybody up in a tither about Raya and in the VAR review. So
yeah, and he said, this is Nuno, this is Squire. Previous seasons, there have been a lot of blocking, grappling, holding, almost like a wrestling situation that all of us don't even understand what is a foul, what is not a foul. I think even the referees confuse themselves. I have the same view of everybody. Sometimes I think it is, sometimes I think not, because then you look at every corner in the Premier League, what's happening? It's something like this. But, and he says, not only today, but in all the pitches, everybody, us included, are trying. What's the barrier? What's the frontier? What's the foul? What's not a foul? It's tough. And the funny thing is it's true in most cases. They were all around, and I talked about it in the opening, all around that incident. 3 other incidents where players are grappling and pulling each other to the ground, on the ground. I mean, it's whatever. But there are times where there's a foul that's so obvious, and one guy pulling his jersey so he can't jump, and the other guy holding his arms.
Yeah, to me, I mean, he will catch that ball if that bar arm isn't happening, because he can't extend his arms to do the catch in the proper fashion. And he winds up flapping at it, and it kind of goes beyond him. And then the ball's still in play. Saliba makes the sort of mistake pass, and then they shoot it in. Yeah, for me, easy. It's an easy, obvious, and clear and obvious, I think, is the term everybody likes to use.
Yeah, as I'm looking at this, top 5 Premier League goalkeepers for crosses claimed: Pickford, Kelleher, Henderson, not surprisingly Donnarumma, and Raya. Mm-hmm. And it's not in that order. Raya is either first or second. So when you start looking at crosses claimed, he would normally have grabbed that, to your point, and job done. You know, a minute left, he would have gone down, he would have grabbed it, he would have gone on his knees, laid on his tummy with the ball between his arms.
Yeah,
give it a little bit of a hug.
The keepers do.
30 seconds would have gone by, everyone would have cleared out, and he would have booted it, and all we would have had to do is keep it up there, for the next half a minute. Instead, we got 4 more minutes of waiting for them to try to find a way to allow it. But under that scrutiny, Matt, I don't think they can.
Yeah, well, I mean, as it goes on longer and longer and longer, Eric, I knew that the VAR review was going to wind up. They were going to call him over to the screen. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. If it's over and ruled out quick, then it's a problem. But it was taking them a whole lot of time to get through that review. So they were looking at every angle and everything and trying to figure out a way to let it stand.
Howard Webb.
That was impossible. Yeah.
Howard Webb in the ears.
Calling everybody up. Hey,
right, from LMFAO headquarters.
Yeah.
By the way, and this has no negative on the band, please. Right? We love the band.
LMFAO. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Just ask Scoob. He knows what it is.
Yeah, ask Scoob.
Or maybe
not. Why not?
Or maybe not.
Job done.
Done.
That's 1-0 to the Arsenal. That's fantastic results. And this was a heated game. It was going to be a heated game because it affected both sides of the table. One team was facing the drop, the other team's facing the title. So it was always going to have this kind of tension. And what a fabulous match to see, the result obviously going Arsenal's way, which we're thrilled about. I'm just curious and interested to see how Ben White's injury plays itself out in these next 3 games and how the manager addresses it. So
yeah, and there won't be, I'm going to look it up right now.
Oh, there's not going to be any, and there won't be any comments about it. Yeah.
Oh, and even hold on.
Did he say it's evolving? That's the big question.
No, he said it doesn't look good.
Oh, well, that's not good.
New Ricardo Calafiori, Mikel Arteta, and I haven't listened to the post game, so it doesn't look good after he was forced off in Arsenal's win over West Ham. White required lengthy treatment. We don't know, but it doesn't look good at all. He needs some further testing tomorrow, and then we'll know. So yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah,
we don't know what it is.
Yeah, there's no real true information, and even when there is, there probably won't be. It'll be that non-report. So
I think that this thing that we had to make another change with Richie, I don't think him saying that is that there's something going on with him. I think Ricky's fine. He calls him Richie. I think he's fine. Honestly, I mean, I don't know anything, but
yeah, I hope he's fine.
We didn't see anything.
It was a halftime change.
Yeah. We didn't see anything, and he made a mistake in the in the first substitution, so he had to fix it.
Yes, he made that error by bringing in Zubamendi. Now,
what did you think about Zubamendi on and the substitute getting substituted? Because what they talked about is how progressive Rice can be and how progressive MLS is, but how sideways and backwards, which I don't disagree with, although it wasn't always that way, but how Zuby has become much more conservative as the season has gone on. And I don't know what he's afraid of, but I can tell you this. We were bitching and moaning 10 games ago about how he would dribble into two guys covering him, lose the ball, and we'd give up opportunities. So I think that's why he got more conservative, because he was getting tracked down. He was waiting too long.
And now he's not one of the main two guys that's kind of leading the line, so to speak. You got Rice that helps lead it from the back, and you also now have MLS leading it from the back. It'll be interesting to see how the manager deals with Zubimendi and what his playing time's going to look like. What's MLS going to do? Because this is the most consecutive minutes he's played in a long time. I guess and I'm sure he's fresh, but still, that's a lot of minutes to put on somebody. And I know we've got long breaks between games now, which
it's going to be good.
That's going to be good for everyone.
Right. So let's get out of here. I was hoping this would be done in 5 minutes, but I know we couldn't do that.
Yeah, you wanted it done quick.
We're not going to do, this is quick for us, but we're not going to do the preview for Burnley. And I watched a good deal of that Burnley game. By the way, we're the only team that didn't draw today. Everybody but us dropped points today.
That is correct.
And so when I think about this game, champions win games like this.
Well, and I guess one of the things that I did hear is that both Manchester City, Team 115 Charges and
hand slap,
and Man United, they both drew there at West Ham. So, I mean, you got to give Arsenal some credit here for winning, and that's the difference right now.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Mm-hmm. So we'll do Wednesday, maybe Thursday, because the game's not until Monday.
That's right. We have to sit through we're going to have an Arsenal less weekend as well as week. This is going to be very strange.
In a weekend like this, normally what I would do is because he's been begging me for 2 years, just come up and hang out. I would go up and hang out at Scoob's this weekend so my little weekend gig, right?
Mm-hmm.
They closed it. Completely closed. Shop closed. So I don't have that. Yeah, that's gone. Right. So this would have been a weekend, no side gig for the weekend, and just go on up there and
this would have been perfect
and hang out. But he's in Germany.
Yeah, but he's somewhere else. Yeah.
He's in Germany. So but yeah, I gotta go up and water plants anyway. So maybe I'll just
you've got a task anyway.
We'll see.
Good for you.
But anyway, we'll do the Burnley on, I don't know, maybe Thursday, maybe Wednesday. We'll see.
Yeah.
We've got time to kind of figure it out. I know there's some women's stuff that has to get done.
Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind in some of the women's.
I haven't seen any of those games, so I don't know how much of a help I'd be, but
roller coaster of a week, Eric. That's all I can say.
What was the good? Because
yesterday was the good with the 3-0 win. With that win, they clinched Champions League action for 2026, 2027.
Okay,
but they clinched it, but now they've got to push on and win to finish above Chelsea so that they don't have to do those play-in games for the Champions League. Right now, what all they've qualified for is the Champions League play-in sort of rounds. So
there's game in hand, Chelsea. They're 1 point behind Chelsea, but game in hand. And is that game in hand still against Leicester City?
That game in hand, I believe they played Leicester City. That game in hand, I think, is the Everton match, which they're going to play on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think they had to make that one up from one of the Champions League semifinal matches. So
Everton's lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, so the women end up with Everton and Liverpool here at the end of the year. The Everton match is at home, and then the Liverpool is on the road. So
I don't want to do a women's episode, but the Arsenal women are going to lose our left back, one of my favorite players.
Well, there's actually some interesting information about that. Maybe it's not gonna. Maybe
Maybe
there
not.
is gonna be
I
a.
kind of hope that we don't re-sign, but that's just me. Even though she's one of my favorite players, but
Hmm,
Bunny Shaw's leaving Man City.
I
Why
know
don't we get Bunny Shaw?
that makes no sense to me. What she? Well, you've got Russo, you've got Stina, and you've
You
got the
can get Bunny
youngsters.
Shaw,
You've got Michelle Adjumang. You've got players that you want to get playing
and you
time.
could get Bunny Shaw.
But why would you want Bunny? You prefer Bunny Shaw over Russo?
I prefer winning, Matt. I mean,
I hear you, but uh, yeah, Bunny Shaw to Chelsea would be or will be a
it
challenge.
feels like we. It
Don't
feels
like
like,
it.
yeah, it feels like we. That club had a good run in the Champions League last year. They were very motivated, and they had a coach, a manager who, this was even before she was given the permanent. I think
Mm-hmm.
at that point, they were playing for her. She was coaching for them, and it was a tournament run.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of it just seems like it's below par. And I'm not saying it's her. I'm saying something's not working right to win the whole league year after year after year after year, like the men, just slightly different. But second place is kind of common on both sides.
Sure.
So
Sure.
hopefully that ends this year, but they don't have a chance. They're out of it now. And
Yes, that was part of the downside. So there was the downside was going out of the Champions League on a goal scored in the last 5 minutes of the second leg, and then the downside was drawing against Brighton, which eliminated them mathematically from being able to
right, and
catch.
Brighton was 7th out of 12. They were bottom half before that when that game started. So
Sure,
yeah, that was
but
not a
Brighton
great.
has been playing much better. They're going to be playing in the FA Cup final against Chelsea, I believe. No, maybe it's Man City. No, it's Man City. Man City is going to play Brighton in the FA Cup final for the women. So that was held this weekend too. So yeah, lots going on with the Arsenal women. So
Well, we look forward to hearing that.
yeah, we'll
So
catch
that'll
up on that.
be if that's a Wednesday thing for you, then we'll do because you're going to want to do that game. You're going to have a bunch of games to cover. Then you're going to want to maybe
I
do this preview on Thursday. I don't know.
Yes, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Well, as always, I tried to stretch it out a little bit for everybody, but good to see your face.
Good to see you.
And we'll talk soon.
Bye now.